Yeah, what if JC has fallen over and really injured himself? We'll have to find a replacement.
Can't be that hard.
No, easily replaced.
I'm Jonny Carter, and we are looking for the best new guns and gear of the moment. I'm bringing in two of the best guys I know to help.
Get on with it, it's raining.
I know it's raining, I'm covered in mud.
Ryan, he's been shooting for as long as I've been alive. And Michael.
As you may have seen last week, they chucked some Walther on me.
He may be quiet, but he knows more obscure gun facts than me.
He said he wasn't going to lose this week, didn't he?
Hey! Get on your hands and knees, Michael!
Welcome to episode 4 of The Gun Review.
I see you on your big head, I see you!
Do you know how much crawling I've just done?
Today, we're going to be trying some air guns, having the world's worst game of hide and seek.
It's like, where's Wally? But every character's Wally.
Ryan's going to show you his guns.
All I managed to do is nearly break my nose.
And I'm going to try and convince you to spend 200 grand on a shotgun.
We need Ferrari, we need Lamborghini, we need Boss. Welcome to The Gun Review. I'm going to open today with the gun of the moment that is causing all kinds of division over the internet. Stallones Barretta Sparviere.
Thank you guys,
It's an acquired taste. It's beautiful. I can appreciate the work. Would I have something like that? Probably not.
You ain't Rocky, mate.
I'm not Rocky. Yeah, no, I ain't. I can't even run up the stairs.
You weren't 5'10" and 190 pounds and beat some absolute giant out, were you? Michael, yay or nay?
I'm yay. I like it when gun companies do something a little bit different, a little bit outlandish.
I think it's nice that Barretta have put their name to something like that.
Yay or nay?
Yeah, I can appreciate it for what it is, yeah.
Yeah, I think that the overriding fact for me is that anybody thinks that Barretta or Stallone cared what they were thinking whilst building that gun is a fact. Don't care about your feelings thing. Stallone don't care about your feelings.
No, he don't care, and I'm not going to tell him. He's still a big geezer. So, Webley Nemesis that we played with a while ago.
Other end of the spectrum.
We mucked about with one.
We broke it.
We broke it, basically. They've now made it into a PCP. So they put a HBA tank on the back, gone up to full power, gone to 11.5 foot-pounds. Same mag design, same grip,
Should be
top
more reliable
rail.
because you're not using cold-ass CO2.
CO2, yeah. And it's £369.
Shouldn't expect
Perfect.
a lot, and it will work.
Yeah.
Like, it was great until we broke it.
Till we broke it, yeah. It was our fault.
It was our fault.
Michael, what about you?
So, Fierce Firearms brought out a new rifle. It's called the Rage.
The Rage.
Good name, I like it.
Because they got the Rogue and the Air and the Rage.
Carbon fibre and steel barrels, match grade, half ammo accuracy, premium gun.
Mountain hunting thing.
£6.
How much?
Prices to be confirmed after they come out on proof.
They're not a cheap brand.
They are not a cheap brand though, but it is a semi-custom rifle.
And it's a quality product. I had a big argument the other day, and we're going to discuss this at the end of this episode, of whether a gun, if it's cheap, whether you need to spend any more if the cheap one works. I think we're going to have a good conversation about that.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people out there who think that if you can buy something that works for cheap, that everything else is stupid. And I think that is stupid.
That's going to be a rabbit hole of a conversation.
Oh, we'll have fun.
Yeah.
But now, we're going to go and play with air guns.
The competition was simple: shoot a target in the field. But because to be a successful airgun hunter, you have to be stealthy, you had to do it without being seen by the others.
I see you on your big head!
Well, I get the feeling he's just gone and sat down somewhere and had a cup of tea.
An order of hot pasties got delivered to them, so hopefully they'll get distracted.
And just to make life hard, you couldn't take the route that someone else had already tried.
And he couldn't help but look either!
He didn't even duck down. I went down there on my knees.
So going first was obviously the best shout.
We've got a big table of guns here.
We certainly have.
Pro Sport, an R12, but HW80 from, I don't know, whenever you were born.
Back in the day, it's a classic.
A brand new RM8, a Day-to-Day Air Ranger, and 2 fire arcs. 3 of these are our own personal guns, but we can't all choose the same. So,
I have got some ready-made straws to pick.
I definitely have the shortest straw.
I've got to pick my HW100.
I'm going to go with the full plastic with the RM8. It is the best value gun on the table.
Yes, £500.
I am going to go for the R12 CLX.
They're both nice choices.
All right, should we have a play? See what we got.
Yeah, let's have a go.
What makes a good gun? I think that's a good question. What makes a good air rifle?
Reliability, accuracy, shots per fill, but it's also budget as well. Everyone has a different budget. Everyone's willing to spend something different on their guns.
If you take it down to the very baseline, accuracy, and then everything after is about making it as accurate and easy to shoot as possible.
Definitely.
It's nice to have nice things, but for £500, that is just as accurate. Maybe not in Michael's hands.
No, definitely not in Michael's hands.
We've seen how you shoot, Jonny. Well, we'll get back to shotguns soon enough, Michael. You can't double load the R12 CLX. Oh, that is a nice thing. That wind is unrelenting, isn't it?
Yes, that's why I think that target's too far. I must admit mine is a lot easier to use at the back for the safety, and I prefer the side lever rather than the bolt action, just for ease of use and for quickness, especially if I'm ratting.
I think for me, it's a lot of the joy of air guns is that at 50 yards, it takes a lot of the same skills and talents as it does at 500 yards with a real rifle.
Oh, definitely.
In the south of England, a lot easier to find 50 yards.
Yeah.
When you get into holdover and playing with your turrets and do all the stuff that tickles long-range shooters, you get a lot of that. Plus, it's like 3p every time you pull the trigger. I've now shot about 100 pellets through this thing. It's not an R10.
No, they've definitely put some work in on that R12.
It's easy to shoot, and it looks better as well. The profile, the new regulator system, everything looks better. The mag, it looks like a gun that we should be proud of making in England. And herein lies the problem. The fill port is still in a place that makes putting a bipod on it, of this style at least. BSA probably do their own bipods that fit, but using my ancient Chinese magic.
It's just the wood on this gun just blows me away every time. For an air rifle, it's absolutely stunning.
I like your little side lever on there as well.
The new HW100s come with the biathlon lever. You can add it on. For ease of use, it just makes it such a nice gun to shoot. Tell me something good about the RM8 then.
Very short,
Yeah?
very compact, which is what I like about it. And it's, you know, it's £500 as well, so it's so cheap.
Is that £500 with the scope?
No, that's just the bare rifle.
Just the bare
So
rifle,
that's
okay.
something I will say is no bipod or scope.
It's heavy.
Yes.
And I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but a lot of cheap rifles are extremely plastical.
Yeah.
Although I'm not like the biggest fan of how they operate inside, they do work.
They do work, yeah.
And they work every time, and sometimes simplicity is good. Before we leave for today's challenge, we have some exciting news for you.
We've got our own booth at the shooting show.
The British Shooting Show has free parking and a free programme now. If you're not there, where are you?
What the other guys don't know is I'm quite sneaky, so I've already got my camo gloves on. We've got some pigeon hide netting from last week, so I'm going to cover myself in that, full stealth mode, made up ghillie suit. They've got no hope.
We could have brought a big list of things that were very, very helpful.
It would have made it a lot easier.
I mean, my glasses would be a good one, because I can barely see down the end. I mean, we could discuss potential routes, but I don't really want to help.
So I'm going to see if I can sneak around.
We could use a drone. Maybe we should use a drone.
The only problem is I've got some horses in the field.
Because the horses would react to his existence.
Managed to clear the container. Got the horses to my back.
He's definitely coming that way. Those horses move.
I'm gonna go down on a crawl. Let's try and get through here without being spotted. Let's take a little peek.
I see you on your big head. I see you. That's the way I was going to go.
Do you know how much crawling I've just done?
You couldn't help but have a look. I knew it.
I'm gonna try and take a shot from here.
Right, yeah, he's coming. He's coming. Ryan just hit the target. Mate, he's gone full sniper.
Homemade ghillie suit.
Mate, you went the distance.
It's harder than you think. Once you get round to that side, when you see that end caravan, you think you're completely blocked from the line of sight. You know, 10 out of 10 for effort, considering that's a pigeon hide. If I hadn't have had a look, I could have made it. You wouldn't have seen me at all, I don't reckon.
All I heard of the shot was some ripping through the grass over there.
Yeah, it's that
That
quiet.
is unbelievable.
Sash was literally, he even looked at me. I was like, he's seen me, completely seen me. And then he walked back past and looked again.
Guess it's my turn.
I'm outside the pub. Let's give it a go.
Is that cheating?
Oh no, it's not a thermal. No,
Some
it's just-
monocular.
Yeah, it's a monocular. Yeah, it doesn't pick up heat at all. Like a little Oompa Loompa, isn't he? We're going to see him. He's going to stick out.
He's
You're-
3 foot.
Yeah, but every
He
time
can walk through this grass and not be seen.
Yeah, but every time he walks, he sings that little song, doesn't he? Oompa loompa dooby doo doo. You're going to hear him a mile off.
There he is! I've seen him!
He took the same route as me.
And he couldn't help but look either.
He couldn't have a look, but he didn't even duck down. I went down there on my knees. No, there he is. See you!
3 penalties.
Michael's gone, do I get on my knees and not be... Nah, I'll just walk, just walk in the countryside, isn't it?
Yeah, I spent 16 years in prison as a junior.
Yeah.
For killing every one of my mates.
Killed all my mates, that's why I'm a loner, they're all dead.
They never let me in the SAS anyway, so it was a waste of time.
He said he wasn't going to lose this week, didn't he?
Hey!
5!
Get on your hands and knees, Michael. Come on.
10! Oh, you've given up!
We got the thermal out, but we didn't need it. Michael, I don't have any words.
You just went, all right, mate.
You probably need to watch a couple more 80s action films. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you shouted, I give up. Oh, mate, I could... Oh, that was...
It's your go now, big man.
Not really sure whether any of these ideas is good, but I know that if I keep low enough and slow enough, anything is possible.
I think he's going to try and come round on the right or down the middle and try and take a really long shot and show off because it is Jonny Carter. Oh, I got it 100 yards.
This horse won't move, and I need to go that mud. I've shouted at it, I've done everything.
I thought we would have spotted him by now. Yeah. The horses have moved in that corner. Where is he?
I made it, I could have filmed it, but I had to put both hands in the mud. My beautiful suit that I've managed to keep clean for about 6 weeks.
I'm getting bored of waiting. He is taking this seriously. Jonny does not want to get seen. It's been about 20 minutes.
The other thing is to take plenty of time. Knowing them both well enough, they'll get bored. I also made sure there was an order of hot pasties got delivered to them, so hopefully they'll get distracted.
Might as well have something to eat because Johnny's really milking this.
It's about committing and not losing. These things are important, apparently. They're still not thinking I'm going to be brave enough or stupid enough to go the entire long way round.
Yeah, what if JC has fallen over and really injured himself? We'll have to find a replacement.
Can't be that hard.
Easily replaced.
I'm now sufficiently far away and concealed enough behind the bank to get a pace on. Part of my issue is going to be getting a safe shot on that gong. They are now looking the wrong way, however, every so often, Ryan looks back my way.
Can you hurry up? I thought you'd fallen over. You're not behind me, are you? He's not behind me.
Shot will happen, mate. I've got about 15 yards to get to a shootable position.
I don't want to shout it, so should I just tell you on the phone that I can see you? I didn't have to say where I saw you, but I can see you.
You say you can see me, unless you can tell me exactly what I'm sat behind right now, you're in trouble.
I can see you. Just put your hand up. I can see you right now. Is this a double bluff? Are you trying to put me off the scent and you're somewhere completely different?
I managed to get through, just saying.
Oh, okay. So you're near the containers then. All right, we'll get on with it. It's raining.
I know it's raining. I'm covered in mud.
I'm quite safe now because I don't think they'd be looking this way. I've got a very big hedge.
Let's start letting shots off into them ferns and see where he is. He is literally just tucked in behind those 2 trees. And again!
Hey, I just got seen. That is not ideal.
So all of that bluff on the telephone, he's literally walked along around the outskirts and tried sneaking around there, keeping our attention over that way.
I'm done for. A lot of belly crawling from here on out.
We can see him all the time. He might as well just give up.
I'm going to do one final charge.
But as we're friends, we're going to walk over there and say, do you just want to get off of the ground and give up?
I mean, at least I will die gloriously in this game. At least I gave up after I got caught so many times.
You've had to give up, Michael. You were the most blatant stalker in the world. There he is. Yeah.
I was sat watching you at that flight. No, Michael, I refuse to lose to you on that game. Ryan's the clear winner. Ryan's the clear winner here, yeah.
Thank you, gents.
Hi, Michael, who came out at 7 different points. It's like, where's Wally? But every character's Wally. Once again, guys, that was a lot of fun.
Thoroughly enjoyed that.
And we have established that Ryan is the biggest peeping Tom here.
Definitely.
Michael, the fact that you gave up so quickly upsets me.
By the 6th, 7th time, I was just like...
I've given up. That's it. I'm done. I've had enough.
I've walked for 15 minutes.
This is rubbish. Carry me.
Are we nearly home yet? I'm happy to lose with you, though, for what it's worth.
As you may have seen last week, they chucked some water on me. However, I did manage to stay dry, and I was wearing this. This is the Pro Gamekeeper smock. You've got adjustable hood there, so you've got the toggles. This can actually be removed as well by the zipper at the back there. And the toggles, big full length zip, so you can have it nice and open. Chest pockets on both sides. Trousers are the Pro Gamekeeper trousers. Same as the smock, they're all fully waterproof with a membrane on them inside. They've got a 5-year warranty as well. And then the final thing is this. This is the Wing Shooter fleece jacket. I went for this because the smock is quite thin, doesn't have a huge amount of insulation in it. So I wanted something just to line it underneath to give me that extra warmth. I got absolutely drenched last week. I think in total it was 6 buckets of water and I stayed completely fine. That's why I love Deer Hunter. It just works. The gear works. It's not cheap gear, but it's not, you know, super expensive or anything like that.
So Jonny wanted me to run through today what I'm all about and the guns that I use. I've been shooting 30 odd years now, do mainly pest control, clay shooting. So we'll just run through some of my guns that I've got. Right, one of the ones I use a lot for pest control, barnyard clearances, rabbits, anything, pigeons, is the HW100, which you've seen in a few videos. Ratworks tuned, lightweight cylinder, the XL Viroc mod. That is an absolute beast of an air rifle. Next, the mighty CZ 457. This is in 17 Hornet. This is my Fox gun. I normally have my Sight Mark Wraith on there, but it's off at the moment. Beautiful set trigger, Wildcat mod, flat shooting, way past 200 yards. That thing is beautiful. Next up, the Hanno Jaeger 243. So this is my deer rifle and foxes. It's got the ATEC H2 mod on it, topped with a Vortex Hog crossfire scope. Very nice, lightweight, straight shooting gun. The ultimate pest control gun. Every keeper's got a CZ 452 in 22 LR. This is the go-to rabbit gun with the Hawk 22 LR subsonic scope with the mil dots that are set out. This is brilliant if you want to work out your yardage. And now move on to my collection of shotguns. This is a Maruku box lock ejector, 12 gauge. I picked this up at the Holt's auctions actually. It's just a nice little rough walking around gun. This is the most ridiculous gun I've ever brought and the most ridiculous gun I have ever shot. Still got a scar on my nose and I never ever want to shoot it again. But I brought it at the auctions because it's just ridiculous. It's cool, isn't it? It's got a 8x56 spotting scope on. Apparently it's for shooting ducks at night time in France. All I managed to do is nearly break my nose. Next one, this is a very, very early Yeoman. It's not marked as a Yeoman, box lock, non-ejector. I absolutely love this thing. I always get stick from Jonny because I've got a Wesley Richards handguard I normally have on here that he says worth more than the gun. Right, my over and under, the only over and under that I possess at the moment. You've probably seen these in videos before. It's obviously a Yieldits Pro, but this is the TGS gun. It's one of 13, I think, that are ever made. Fixed choke, 258s in there. It's just a nice handling gun. It's obviously been adjusted for me, which apparently Jonny's going to finish one day, and that was done about 2 years ago. So thanks, Jonny, for never finishing that. The ultimate silenced pest control shotgun, the Mossberg in 410. 3-shot pump action. Who doesn't like a little 3-inch pump every now and again? That is a weapon. About 44 decibels if you're using the Hush Power cartridges. That has seen some use. And the ultimate, people might not have seen these a lot. They are pretty rare. Although GMK are bringing these out now in a 3-shot version, but you can only get it in black. This is the Benelli M3. So this is my FAC shotgun, same thing, pest control. But the beauty of this is, if you're using light cartridges on it, all you do is turn a little lever at the front and she becomes a pump action. So not only is it a semi, it can be a pump as well. And that is my gun collection. So you know a little bit more about me and what I like using and what I like shooting and the addiction I have with buying cool stuff.
So at the beginning of the show, I said I wanted to have a chat about quality and whether it really matters. Whether something being usable is enough. I think from the very baseline, the answer is yes, obviously. If a gun shoots well and hits stuff, that's fine, providing it works. But life would be boring if we all just thought that way. We'd all eat Huel and we'd all drive boring, bland, beige cars. Part of what makes life fantastic is passion and excitement. I know a lot of people perhaps don't think that way, but I do, and many do. So in this bag, I have got two of the best guns of all time. And I am going to hopefully try and explain to you why perhaps these are slightly more exciting than many other guns in the world. Yes, a budget semi-automatic will work, no doubt, and it will kill clays and kill birds and put them on your table. And at the end of the world, I'd rather have that than a stick. However, if you're telling me that a Boss OU isn't something that should exist, and it's not got superb value to the fact that it is what it is, well, let's try and change your mind. So for those of you who don't know, Boss is quite possibly the best gun maker of all time. Some of their guns are mind-blowing. In fact, every single one of their guns I have ever touched is mind-blowing. What you're looking at here is hundreds of years worth of practicing an art, the art of gun making. It's not stamped off a machine. This is a painstaking process of hundreds and hundreds of hours of hand finishing, hand polishing, hand regulating, and hand engraving. This gun is art. And yes, at the baseline, it still kills birds for the table and still breaks clays. But the way it opens, the way it closes, the way that it comes apart. There's a reason Ferrari exist. Oh, I mean, just look at it. Oh my gosh. I once said in a film that there's an onus on gun makers to create great and wonderful things, and I got a little bit of hate for that. But I think there is. If every gun maker raced to the bottom to make efficient, quality but cheap, boring, bland guns, the world would be a lesser place. We need Ferrari, we need Lamborghini, we need Boss. The fact that it shoots differently is just a pleasure. My good friend Simon Reinhold has a theory about flow, and some guns flow and are just easy to shoot. You just get into it and everything just happens, not through lack of practice or lack of skill, but just in a very natural, beautiful way. You switch off and the gun and you become one, and things happen well. And even when you miss, it's a beautiful thing. And this gun is a gun that flows. Inherently, shotguns are boring, simple things. They're two steel tubes, or even one steel tube that fires lots of balls down it, and they come out the end and they fly through the air and they hit something in a very erratic fashion. They can be very simple things, but they really don't have to be. I'm not doing a great job of selling it. I think it's one of those things you either understand or you don't. But one thing I think is important to say is that you should never besmirch the quality and the love and the existence of one of these. Brand new? You're looking at nearly £200,000, including VAT, for a gun like this. Cannot afford a new one. I'd even be pretty hard pressed to find a second hand over and under that I could even think of affording currently. But you know what I can afford? A poster of one of these. And I'd rather have one of these on a poster than a Ruger Red Label. So rare to pick up a gun that you just work.
Do you feel sad that you gave up so very quickly?
No, I don't.
Why didn't you get down in the mud? The fact that we saw you walk across that gap is the
No commitment at all.
We already made the mistake and accidentally shouted we'd seen him when actually it was just a horse's ass.
I think we made air guns fun.
Yeah, I think we did.
I think air guns are quite fun anyway.
It's good to have a plink, isn't it?
Oh,
like what we were
yes.
saying with the 2.2s, you can fire off a lot of rounds, you can have a lot of fun. With the air rifles, it's even cheaper, and to get your skill level up to a point where you're accurate with an air rifle.
Reading wind with an air gun,
Especially with that 177.
is important. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Next time we've got a pretty awesome show for you, and we're back on shotguns.
Oh, I look forward to that.
A game of who can buy the best gun for under £1,000
Back to your home.
for clay shooting.
Okay.
Thank you for watching, guys. This channel is made possible by our amazing sponsors. You can find out more about them in the description down below. And if you want to support the channel, you can join as a member. You get loads of extra content, well, some extra content, and occasionally we hook up and go clay shooting together as a membership group. If you don't feel like joining today, we really appreciate you watching and subscribing. Have a wonderful day.